This is BT Real, back with another video. On this video, I want to discuss situation that happened between uh, Susan Rice and her response to Calvin Broder's, aka Snoop Dogg, um, faced a YouTube video, a tweet, and I didn't actually read the tweet, but I got the information from Alpha Synergy with T West. So check this video out. It discusses Susan Rice responds to um, Snoop Dogg. But I want to because I kind of think it's my responsibility at this point to be the consciousness in the room. Um, it seems as though these issues are taking us away from discussing reparations. So we got to make sure that this is not a coattail being done in our community. And what I mean by the community, I mean ADOS, fundamentally black community. So I'll be making videos stressing caution because I'm going to use the movie, The First Purge. And who defended the community? In the movie, it was the soldiers. And for those of you who've seen my picture, it's me in the military. And I consider myself still a soldier, but I consider myself a wise soldier, a spiritual soldier who strives to learn from the mistakes of the past. Somewhere down in the future, I'm going to do a broadcast about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and the bootleg that now is, and the Black Panther Party that is not what it used to be. But with that being said, I want to always try to encourage us to be careful what we're doing out here. I kind of question why was it Susan Rice making this response. You know, I know Calvin Broder's, aka Snoop Dogg, was a Lakers fan, and I'm sure he was friends with Kobe Bryant. And a lot of celebrities, actors and actors came out to support, the Lisa Leslie in that interview, and to a certain degree to condemn Gayle King. Somehow Oprah Winfrey got involved. I'm sure those of you who's keeping up. And she goes on TV and she pretend, that I can see now, from my point of view, she pretended to cry and made it clear to make mention and call us, make the statement misogynistic. And she used also death threats, which is very, very serious, especially under Trump's administration, who are looking for black identity extremists. I was reminded of something. If you know, those that know history, that before a lot of black men got lynched, they were accused of raping white women, European women. And the evidence didn't back it up, but they wanted justice, and it was always at the behest of a ADOS fundamental black person. And sometimes that would even be really an issue about raping a white woman, just because they wanted to get you. They wanted to get our community. A lot of our communities were prosperous, and I think I was watching the African Diaspora show with Phil Smith, and he made some mention about some community in Texas, where the ADOS fundamentally black Americans were doing very well, and someone screamed, "Black man raped a white woman," and they ended up tearing down the city. So, unfortunately, that hasn't changed. History repeats itself. We have to be watchful. And let me be the first to say I'm not a perfect man. I am a work in progress. But being having a certain level of sobriety can help you see some things. And also becoming a student of history can help you understand some things as well. So I'm going to strive to, come out here to give you my view of things. I can't say that it's accurate, but this is what I feel. I do believe that they're striving to do something, or they want to do something really bad in our community. But they're attacking from the top down. From my perspective, it seems as though the powers that be, that run Hollywood, that run the media, are making a decision to do a first purge. There's things that got to lead up to the first purge. And first thing they do, it seems like to me, they're demonizing the black man. I'm not saying we're perfect people, but we're not the worst people neither. Sort of what we are is a product of slavery, Jim Crow, prison leasing, crack epidemic, heroin epidemic. I would call it the gangster rap epidemic, and the gangbang epidemic, which I believe the FBI, had their hands in. Now, that's my personal view on that. Can't say that's accurate, but that is what I believe. And so the black men and black women that you have today are what I would call Frankenstein's monsters. And sometimes they create monsters so they can have something to destroy. So it seems as though they're trying to create monsters of our community, whether it be celebrity or poor. Which, from my perspective, that it's going to lead up to something if we're not careful. I made a video earlier called "Be Careful," where I said, "Don't let nobody bait you into a situation," and that goes for celebrity as well. Sometimes we can be upset that people are making statements against our community, but that's no reason to rise up. The word tells us to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. The word also says, "Vengeance is mine." And for those of you out there in the country community that believe in picking up guns and shooting, man, do you. I can't tell you what not to do, but I can tell you it's not wise. Malcolm X, was a man who, preached protecting yourself, but you never heard of Malcolm X shooting anybody. So, he was very restrained, even when things were happening to him from Europeans and ADOS, fundamental Black Americans of his time. So I'm here to strive to encourage us to pay attention. I feel that I'm going to be responsible for encouraging you all to pay attention, to watch, and to pray. And that includes me as well. Calvin Brothers had an interview on somebody's, I think, radio show. And he made a comment that we all got church teaching. I'm paraphrasing what he said. But some of us got to start living that church teaching. What we were surprised about the comment he made is that Calvin Brothers played a major role in doing a lot of damage to our community through his music. But I know his mom is very spiritual, and I'm sure she's praying for him. But some of these celebrities are going to have to let their careers go. You know what I'm saying? Some of these celebrities are going to have to let their career, because you grew up, and I'm going to call it holiness. As you guys might know, I'm a speaking in tongue, baptized in Jesus' name, man. And a man who's working on living as close to Christ as I can. I'm not there yet, but I'm a work in progress. But I know enough to govern myself around my neighbor in a respectable way. So when he said that we all have a church teaching, it'd be nice if we all practice that church teaching, beginning with our respective careers. If you spent years, pushing bad behavior into the community, you need to undo that. And that's why I feel about the comment he said when he was on that radio show. I don't know too much about Susan Rice. The more she's married to a European gentleman, I think he's Jewish. Don't quote me on that. And I know she was part of the Barack Hussein Obama administration as an ambassador. So to have Susan Rice come out and to attack Calvin Brothers, aka Snoop Dogg, is a very, very concerning thing for me. From my perspective, that lets me know maybe that the DNC and the left or progressives are all involved in this thing. and they're going to continue to demonize, unfortunately, the black celebrities that serve them faithfully, like good servants. You know, they'll probably end up turning on them, because I think my personal view is that there's an agenda against black people, but they have to first demonize the black men, divide and conquer. You may hear them say the black woman, has helped and kept the Democratic Party together. So they're turning away from the black man. And I know in a couple of debates, or at least a couple of debate, but a couple of discussions I heard them, they wouldn't say black men, they say black women. So we have to be very careful. Celebrities, be very careful in what you're doing. I think with the threat that Susan Rice made, because she said that, she made some derogatory words, which I'm not going to say on YouTube. And she said, I think, I can't quote me, but paraphrase, that you want a war, you'll get it and you will lose. And that's me paraphrase. You can always go Google, Susan Rice, or you can watch Apple Synergy with T. West. Find out what she tweeted. Or how her response was, but I know she responded. So to send her out sends a big message that perhaps maybe the left is involved in this. I got a feeling some of these political leaders who didn't get elected last time are very bitter, and they're all looking for revenge. It is possible that if the Democrats do not win the presidential race against Donald Trump, they're going to want to target the black man. That's my personal view. And according to what I'm seeing, whether it be Harriet Tubman, whether it be the Black Panther, which came out, which, for those who understood the movie the way I do, what I'm talking about, that there's some things going on. And even the movie Get Out, that basically tells ADOS fundamentally black Americans to get out of the Democratic Party. It isn't just about, stealing our body parts and us dating Becky and all this stuff. It's more than that. I would love to try to encourage us, like I said before, to stay out of this nonsense. I'm not a Gayle King fan. Oprah, I will confess, I used to love Oprah Winfrey. And I gotta confess, when I did see Gayle King come out on YouTube to do a, I guess a FaceTime on YouTube to explain herself, apologize. I was taken to that because they're still part of our community. I have to remember that, we easy to forgive European people, but we got to have mercy on our own, even if our own is against us. For those of you that can pray for Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey, pray for them. But strive to refrain from threatening. I'm not saying that that's accurate what Oprah Winfrey said, but let's strive to refrain from that kind of behavior because it plays into somebody's chess move. And like I say, I think that she was sending the message, or somebody other than Susan Rice was sending the message to the black man, and I think I'm going to use the word, but to heal. Susan Rice was trying to get bring Snoop Dogg to heal. A lot of trying to control our community and trying to control our narrative. So, we have to be able to, know when this is happening and to govern ourselves accordingly. Like I say, I had to make this video to inform y'all, what Susan Rice striving to bring Snoop Dogg to heal. Those who make comments on YouTube as celebrities, make sure your character is somewhat straight, because they're going to come to you with stuff. And Bill Cosby, I think the real reason, my personal view, that he got attacked so much because he was trying to buy a major TV station, and the powers that be didn't want no part of that. So, of course, he had dirt on him, out of marriage relationship with a female. So those of us, we got to work on ourselves. That as part of YouTube, and some of you celebrities got to work on yourself, and don't be out there if you're doing a lot of stuff. They're going to figure out a way to get to you too. It's probably why lots of them are not talking, because they didn't want to lose their paycheck. And I can't say I don't understand that, but that doesn't make it right. You know, it's time for us to stand up. And like I said, some of you celebrities don't have to change what you're doing. Some of you going to have to get out the game because you're getting played. No one, you don't never play the game. You always get played by the game. Somebody said, well, we just got to play the game. No, if you're playing the game, that means you're getting played. There's no such thing as you're playing. You are a pawn. You are a knight. You are a bishop. You are a rook. You know what I'm saying? And you may be part of a queen, but you are not. You're not the puppet master. Okay? There's always somebody else doing the puppet mastering, especially in our community. So, just a video to let you guys know my thoughts about this whole situation. Hopefully that we can work together. Hopefully Susan Rice can reach out to Calvin Brody's, aka Snoop Dogg, to bury the hatchet. Hopefully they'll let Kobe Bryant be, allow his family to mourn, celebrate, whichever they want to do. And those of you who know these families, be praying for them. One last thing, there is nobody on the sidelines. Let me say this again. There is nobody on the sidelines. Either you're a part of the problem or you are part of the solution. So for those of you who are looky-loo, think you're looky-loo, you're not looky-loo. One thing about Vegas, we had that shooting out here a couple years back. A couple of bystanders got shot. This was reported that they got shot, or stated they got shot. So to those bystanders who just want to looky-loo, do nothing, yes, you watch your football game, basketball game, be about the nonsense. You are part of the problem. For those who don't do history searches to understand your history, you are part of the problem. For those of you that don't pray and that don't work on yourself, because the word did say, wash you, make you clean, you are part of the problem. And so, let us be mindful of these things, to do the work, And this is our time, but we have to do the work. And with that being said, for those of you who like this video, I'm sure you're going to let me know. For those of you that don't like the video, you're going to let me know too. Either way it go, thanks for watching.